When a man isn't aware of what I'm going to share with you in this video, attracting and dating women will feel frustrating and difficult for him. He will interact with a woman who likes him, but she will then lose interest in him because he's not aware of what you're about to learn in this video. So to make attracting and dating women easier for you from now on, be aware of the following 4 things. Number 1, know that women really do want sex, love, and relationships too. In many cases, when a man meets a woman that he finds attractive, he will want to let her know about that right away via his body language, the way that he's talking to her, and he may even tell her that he likes her. Additionally, he might even ask her if she's looking for a boyfriend right now or what she looks for in a man, and so on. On the other hand, in many cases, even if a woman likes a guy, she won't always make it obvious that she likes him in a sexual and romantic way. Why is that? Is it because women are crazy? Is that what it is? They're nuts? No, there are legitimate reasons for it. But yes, there are some women out there who are nuts. But for the most part, most women have legitimate reasons for not showing really obvious interest in a guy, even if they like him in a sexual and romantic way. Why is that? Why do they do it? Well, some of the reasons why a woman will do it is that she doesn't want to seem too easy to a guy, right? She doesn't want to seem like she's an easy target that could easily be picked up by another guy, right? She wants to show a guy that she can control herself and that she isn't an easy girl to sleep with or get into a relationship with. Alternatively, another reason why women do it is to test a man's confidence. A woman will want to see if a man can maintain his confidence around her, even though she's not making it obvious that she likes him and wants to be with him. Is he going to start doubting himself? Or is he going to maintain his confidence and know that he's good enough for her? Another reason why a woman won't show obvious interest in liking a guy romantically or sexually is that she'll want to find out how interested in her he actually is. Many guys like to get women to feel attracted to them and then they don't do anything about it. Alternatively, some guys like to get a woman attracted to them, sleep with her, and then be done with her. So if she's experienced guys making her feel attracted before and not doing anything about it, she will be a bit cautious about showing her feelings for the guy and her interest in the guy. Additionally, if she doesn't want to just sleep with the guy and she's actually looking for a relationship, then she's going to keep her guard up around a guy who just wants to have sex with her and then be done with her. Now the thing is, sometimes you'll meet a woman and you will feel attracted to her, she will feel attracted to you, and both you and her will make it really obvious that you like each other. Then you'll start kissing, you may go on a date or have sex on the first night or sex on the first date or the second date or whatever. It will flow very smoothly for you. However, sometimes you'll meet a woman that you find very attractive and she won't make it completely obvious that she likes you in a sexual and romantic way, even though she does. This confuses a lot of guys out there, and sometimes a guy meets a woman who actually does like him and he could have gotten her into a relationship or at least had sex with her, but he gave up because she wasn't showing obvious, clear signals that she was into him. He may have thought to himself that he's not good looking enough for her or that she likes a different type of guy, but in reality, she was just testing his confidence, or she didn't want to seem too keen, or she wanted to test how interested he really was. So, if you're out there attracting and dating women, it's important to understand that they really do want to get to sex and have a relationship, fall in love, and enjoy companionship. Women love that. Women love sex, women love love, women love doing couple things, women love cuddling on the couch, women love getting bent over, women love it all. Yet, when you're out there meeting women, they won't always make it 100% obvious to you that they are interested in you and that they want something to happen. So you need to have the ability to make women feel attracted to you as you talk to them, and then have the confidence and know-how to make a move when the time is right. When you do that, attracting and dating women is very easy. You see for yourself that women do want to have sex, women do want to enjoy a relationship, women do want to be in love, and so on. Number 2, know that you don't have to take conversations with women so seriously. This is where a lot of guys mess up, and they make attracting and dating women more difficult than it actually is. A guy will start talking to a woman that he finds attractive and he'll have an interview style conversation with her. Oh, so what's your name? Where you from? What do you do for a living? How long you been working there? Oh, really? That's nice. and it's a formal exchange, right? It's not a fun, easygoing, relaxed, real conversation. If you're looking to attract and pick up a woman for sex or a relationship, she wants to be able to get to know the real you, right? She doesn't want to get to know a formal version of you who is putting on an act of being nicer and more formal than you actually are, right? How do you talk when you're talking to your friends and you're feeling relaxed, right? When you're really being yourself, compared to how do you talk when you're talking to a woman that you find attractive and that you're hoping to sleep with or get into a relationship with. If you can say that you talk in the same way, then you're doing it right. Yet if you find that you suddenly change and you put on an act of being nicer and more formal and polite than you actually are, then you're making attracting and dating women more difficult than it actually is. So what you need to understand if you want to make attracting and dating women easier is that you should talk to women in the same type of way that you talk to your friends, but also make sure that you add in things that are going to make the woman feel sparks of attraction for you. One of the things that you can add in to create a spark of attraction is to playfully mess with her when she says something to you, rather than taking the conversation seriously. So if you're talking to a woman and you ask her what she does for a living, and she says that she works as an executive assistant, what can you say to that? Most guys are going to take the conversation too seriously, and as a result, they'll end up creating a bit of a distance between themselves and the woman. Right? They won't really be connecting as real people. It'll be more of a formal exchange of information, more of an interview where you're talking to someone and you just keep things polite, normal, and reserved. So if a woman says that she works as an executive assistant, most guys will say, wow, and what does that involve? Or where do you work? What exactly do you do as an executive assistant? And so on, right? They'll have a serious conversation with her about that. Yet, if you want to make attracting and dating women easy for you, you have to add in some things that make the woman feel sparks of sexual attraction for you. And as I said, one of those things is to playfully mess with her when she says something to you. For example, you ask her what she does for a living and she says that she works as an executive assistant. Oh, an executive assistant. Alright, so not just a normal assistant. What sort of perks do you get with that? Do you get access to like a VIP bathroom or something like that? You don't? What's with that? If I was an executive assistant, I would want a VIP bathroom. I wouldn't want to go to the bathroom with all the common folk, all the normal assistants. I'm an executive assistant. Give me a VIP bathroom. I'm special. Alternatively, you can say something like this. Fancy. I took you for a fancy girl. I knew there was something special about you. Alternatively, you might say something like this. Executive assistant. Don't you have to be smart to be an executive assistant? Then she laughs and says that she is smart, and you can say something like this. Yeah, you're smart. Okay, well, what's 14 plus 83? If she then gets it right, you can have a laugh with her about that and say something like this. Okay, so you are smart then. I'll give you that. Well, what does being an executive assistant involve? What do you get up to? By talking to her in that way, you're showing her that you're not taking the conversation so seriously. You're not putting on an act of being nicer than you actually are. You're not putting on an act of feeling as though you need to have a polite conversation with her and be reserved and get to know her. No, you're a cool, confident guy, right? You are so confident that you can say whatever you want while continuing to be the good guy that you are, right? You're still being the good guy that you are, but you're saying and doing things that create a spark of attraction inside of the woman. So how does that create a spark of attraction? Well, women all over the world are attracted to certain personality traits and behaviors that men display, such as confidence, charisma, emotional masculinity, charm, the ability to make her laugh, and so on. These are traits that you can easily and effortlessly display as you're talking to a woman. For example, if you playfully mess with a woman at times while you're talking to her, then you are displaying confidence, the ability to make her laugh, charm because you're making her feel attracted and you're being a good guy as you're talking to her, and emotional masculinity because you're not afraid to playfully mess with a woman. You don't fear women and place women above you in terms of dominance. You are a man who is comfortable to make a woman feel girly in comparison to your masculine approach to the interaction. So when you have the confidence to not always take every part of a conversation with a woman seriously, she can feel more relaxed around you, right? She can see that you're being your real self and you're not putting on an act, and as a result, she doesn't need to keep her guard up around you. She can be her real self around you. As a result, what happens is that a woman brings down her guard and she shows you her more easygoing, down-to-earth, friendly side. She shows you her more girly side, and when she's feeling like that and realizes that she's able to be herself around you, she feels attracted and drawn to you, right? She feels like you and her have a real connection, right? There's something between you and her. It's not a forced, awkward, weird type of conversation where you're trying to get to know her in a formal way. You and her are getting along right away because you are being your real self, you're being a good guy, you're being confident, and you have the balls to playfully mess with her at times rather than always being serious as you're talking to her. Number 3, know that trying to avoid seeming awkward just ends up making you seem awkward. For example, imagine that a guy is going on a date with a woman and she arrives and she's showing a bit of cleavage in her dress. The guy worries and doesn't want to say anything about her cleavage because he thinks that it might be rude, it might be too forward, and as a result, he ends up saying something like, "Oh, you look nice," rather than smiling and looking at her and showing her that he finds her sexually attractive. Then when they sit down at a table and are having the date, he is trying hard to not look at her cleavage or say anything about it. He's trying to maintain eye contact at all times or look around the room and make sure that she can see that he's not looking at her cleavage. Yet, as a result, he ends up behaving in an awkward way. He ends up seeming uncomfortable, and the woman feels turned off by his lack of confidence around her. Additionally, she knows that she's got her cleavage out on display. She knows that guys find that attractive, but the fact that he's not even looking at her in a sexual way makes her start to doubt that there is a sexual spark between himself and her. So her guard starts to go up. She starts to feel like the date is awkward. So here are some alternative reactions that you can display to a woman when she has her cleavage out on display to make her feel attracted to you and make her feel happy about the fact that there is a sexual spark between you and her. Oh wow, look at you. Jeez, that top is very distracting. What the? Look at you. How am I going to be concentrating on the conversation now? You're going to have me distracted all night. Now, by saying one of those things, you're not actually saying, "Hey, nice tits," or "Oh, look at your cleavage. Get them out. Let me see your tits. Like, this is great. I'm going to stare at your tits all night," right? You're not directly talking about her tits, but you are hinting at it, and you're letting her know that the way that she has presented herself is making you feel sexually attracted. Now, the fact that you have the confidence to talk to her in that way and the social intelligence to pull off saying something about her in a moment like that makes her feel just as attracted to you as you feel to her. Right? She's feeling attracted to your personality traits and behaviors. She is also excited and happy that there is a sexual spark between you and her. Now, compare that to a guy who hides the way that he feels and doesn't say anything because he doesn't want to be awkward, but it ends up being awkward. "Oh, hey, you look nice today. How you doing? Oh, hi, nice to see you. How was the drive over? Do you find the place all right? Oh, that's a nice dress. Where'd you get that from? Oh, really? Yeah, that's nice. Let's go inside." Acting and hiding. Right? The guy is acting nicer than he actually is, and he is hiding his sexual attraction for the woman. He's hiding his sexual attraction for a woman who is going on a date with him with the purpose of having sex or getting into a sexual relationship. He just wants to seem nice and friendly and polite. It's just a polite interaction. We're just going to sit down and have something to eat. No, it's the beginning of a sexual relationship. And whether the couple has sex on the first date, second date, third date, fourth date, doesn't matter. What is most important is that they feel a sexual spark with each other. And if you want to create a sexual spark with a woman, don't try to avoid seeming awkward and end up acting awkward because you're thinking too much or you're worrying about how you're going to come across. Instead, just be the good guy that you are, be confident, and be real as you're talking to women. If you do that, you'll see that women are so much more relaxed and easygoing around you. They feel attracted and they want something to happen between you and them. Number 4, know that even if a woman likes you, she will often miss out on sex or a relationship if you don't have the confidence to make a move. Now, remember what I was saying earlier with tip 1, where a woman won't always make it obvious that she likes you. Well, this is the next level up from that. You're interacting with a woman, she's showing you that she likes you, but you don't have the confidence to make a move. You keep waiting and putting it off. And eventually she may start to lose interest because she may assume that you don't have the confidence to make a move, or she may start to think that maybe there isn't enough of a spark between you and her for something sexual and romantic to happen. Maybe you and her are just better off as friends. Now, the thing is, sometimes you'll meet a woman who likes you, shows interest, and then starts to make moves on you, right? She'll make it really easy for you. Yet, that is called getting lucky, and it doesn't always happen, especially with the types of women that you're most attracted to. Most attractive women out there don't want to make moves on a guy and make it easy for him because they want to see that he has the confidence for a girl like her. One of the reasons why attractive women do that is that they don't want to get into a relationship with a guy who doesn't actually feel like he is good enough for her. If an attractive woman gets into a relationship with a guy who doesn't feel like he's good enough for her, he will almost always become controlling, jealous, needy, and overprotective. He will try to protect and control the woman that he got by luck. So even if an attractive woman likes you, in most cases, she would rather go without having sex and a relationship if you don't have the confidence to make a move, right? She would rather go without it. And in many cases, she goes home and she's upset about that, right? She really liked you and she wanted something to happen, but she just doesn't want to get herself in a situation where she's with a guy who doesn't feel like he's good enough for her. She wants to be with a guy who knows that he is more than good enough for her. Because in most cases, guys like that aren't going to become jealous, needy, and controlling. They know that they're more than good enough for the woman, and as a result, she then feels the need to impress him and be on her best behavior around him and not lose him. It's not the other way around where the guy feels like she is better than him and he needs to hold on to what he's got, right? An attractive woman wants to be with a guy who feels like he's good enough for her, or ideally feels like he's more than good enough for her. So how can you feel like you're good enough for an attractive woman, or even better, you're more than good enough for her? Well, that comes down to your ability to attract women as you talk to them. If you don't know how to attract women as you talk to them, then most of the attractive women that you meet won't feel attracted to you. You'll be able to get lucky, but you won't be able to attract women by choice. Yet, when you know how to make women feel attracted to you as you talk to them, what you'll see is that most of the women that you talk to feel sparks of attraction for you, including attractive, pretty women. What happens then is you start to realize that you are good enough for attractive women. Eventually, you realize that you're more than good enough, and you don't feel needy for one particular woman. You don't feel like you need to suck up to a woman and try to impress her to get a chance with her. You know that as you're talking to her, she is feeling sparks of attraction for you. She really likes you and wants something to happen. Then, when she's showing you obvious signs of interest, you move in for a kiss, and maybe you get her phone number after that and go on a date, or you have sex with her right away, or sex on the first date, second date, or whatever. You confidently take things to the next level because you know that she is attracted to you and wants something to happen. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something from it. If you'd like to learn my step-by-step method for attracting and picking up women for sex and relationships, I recommend that you read my ebook, The Flow, or listen to the audiobook version, The Flow on Audio. The Flow includes my best ever conversation starters, techniques for attracting women, techniques for keeping conversations going and keeping them interesting, techniques for creating an unforgettable connection between you and a woman, techniques for feeling confident as you talk to her, and techniques for getting a phone number, kiss, date, and sex. The Flow is everything that you need to know to go from hello to sex with a woman that you find attractive. So if attracting and dating the kinds of women you want hasn't been that easy for you up until this point, just understand that if you make a few subtle changes in the way that you're approaching women and talking to them, then it will become easier. When you have the skill of being able to attract women as you talk to them, and you know how to go from one step to the next, it's so damn easy. At that point, you can enjoy your choice of women by sleeping with many women, or you can select the perfect woman for you, settle down, and enjoy a relationship with her.